title shot to someone else. I got one dude on my mind. Conor McGregor, you gotta come back and fight somebody. I am the most entertaining lightweight on the planet. But I want to up the stakes, Conor. I want you at your biggest, I want you at your baddest, and I want you at your best. You and me at 170.
Michael Chandler is excited to coach the Ultimate Fighter against Conor McGregor. On Saturday, UFC President Dana White announced that Season 31 of The Ultimate Fighter will feature McGregor and Chandler as the opposing coaches. Once the season ends, they are expected to fight at a pay-per-view event near the end of the year. Considering this is the fight he has clamored for since his arrival to the promotion 2 years ago, Chandler was pumped for the opportunity. "It's finally announced," said Chandler in response to the Ultimate Fighter announcement. The former three-time Bellator champion is 1-3 in his past 4 appearances. Conor McGregor hilariously reacts to Chandler's Mystic Mike's prediction. Weighing in on his booking against McGregor, Chandler gave a bold Mystic Mike prediction, a second-round finish. The former Bellator champion plans to put pressure on his opponent from the opening bell and wear him down to create an opening for a fight-ending shot in the second frame. Chandler recently told ESPN MMA, "I believe I finished Conor in the second round. That's my Mystic Mike take on this, later on this year, whenever it is." Listen closely.
Right away, make him take a backward step right away, and he's going to feel my presence from the very beginning of the fight, and then from there, wherever the fight takes us. If I want to pick him up and put him down, I can pick him up and put him down, and put a beating on him, and get a submission that way. I believe I finished Conor in the second round. That's my Mystic Mike take on this later on this year, whenever it is.
Conor McGregor hilariously replied to Chandler's comments with a single laughing emoticon. Conor McGregor hasn't re-enrolled in the USADA testing pool despite tough announcement. Conor McGregor has been vocal on social media regarding his desired return to competition. But despite all of his shirtless gym pics, he's put off a critical step before returning to the cage. As we've confirmed before, as of today, Conor McGregor has not been re-enrolled in the USADA testing pool, which he would have to be in for a minimum of 6 months and have at least 2 negative tests prior to any competition, United States Anti-Doping Agency representatives said in a statement to MMA Fighting. Before a season-ending bout between the two former champions can be confirmed, McGregor will need to enter the USADA testing pool and attain at least 2 negative tests within a 6-month window prior to competition. But the truth is, even Dana doesn't know much about Conor's situation with USADA. Listen.
The last one on that, and I know it probably ports into stuff that we don't really know, is the 6-month period it takes for the USADA. Even if Conor was to start this month, that means that fight couldn't happen until maybe August. Do we know when he's going to try to enter back into the pool?
I don't know. I don't know any of those questions. I don't know anything regarding the fight yet.
Gotcha.
McGregor still has time to re-enter the anti-doping program as late as March and still compete in September, assuming he returns at least 2 negative tests during that time. Dana White forgets UFC champ Islam Makhachev's name ahead of UFC 284 super fight. Late last month, UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev did an interview with a local publication in his home country. Here, he expressed some dissatisfaction about how there seems to be a lack of promotion for his upcoming title fight at UFC 284 against Alexander Volkanovski. "I see that there is not such a big promotion," he said. White himself has the biggest problems. He does not pay much attention to this fight. Here in Perth, everyone knows about the fight and is looking forward to it. Makhachev may or may not be right on the money, but this little moment during Saturday's UFC Vegas 68 post-fight scrum could be proving his point. Here, you could hear UFC President Dana White fumbling and forgetting Makhachev's name for a moment.
When you have the number 1 versus number 2 pound for pound guys in the world fighting each other, like you said, in their prime, it's never happened. If you think of all the fights that we've done in the UFC, so when you talk about legacy, if Volkanovski could pull this off, it's obviously massive. And if can pull it off, it's he's on his way to building an incredible legacy.
Years ago, White had this to say when it happened to fellow promoter Oscar De La Hoya.
He showed up to his own event at the press conference and didn't know any of the fighters' names. And what's even crazier is he didn't even write them down. Put them on a piece of paper, you idiot.
Islam Makhachev teases potential move to welterweight division, and Leon Edwards responds. During a recent interview with R Sports Russia, the 31-year-old teased a move to the 170-pound weight class, saying that he would eventually like to have a crack at the welterweight title. I will say this topic is relevant. I like to compete. I like to fight strong fighters. I love big fights. Whoever is the welterweight champion, it's going to be a huge fight. I'm very interested. Makhachev said, "It seems like the current welterweight kingpin Leon Edwards is also in favor of a super fight with the Dagestani star." In a pre-fight media event for UFC 286, Rocky said that he would welcome a future clash with the lightweight champion.
I don't think Islam submitted me in training. It was sparred though.
Who was it?
Islam.
Oh, okay.
I think it'll be a good fight. You know, he's improved his striking. I've improved my wrestling, so it'll be a totally different fight. When we first trained, I was 21, 22 years old. I'm now 31 years old. It's like two different fights, you know. So apart from that, I got Islam to worry about. I'm not worried about Islam.
Joe Rogan begs Francis Ngannou to reconsider coming back to UFC. Francis Ngannou recently became a mixed martial arts free agent after he was unable to come to terms on a new contract with the UFC. Stand-up comedian and UFC color commentator Joe Rogan pleaded with the former heavyweight champion to rejoin the promotion after earning his payday in a boxing match. Take a look at what Rogan said.
Years. Here's my thing again, Mr. Ngannou, please hear me out. This is, I mean,
Don't
just for
sign any
legacy, and just for also money. I think the big money is if he has an account. What if he knocks out Dillian White, right? What if they set him up with some boxer who's an elite boxer, not Tyson Fury,
And he goes and wins a big fight.
And you got to remember, Ngannou is 265 ripped, natural,
cutting weight to probably be at 265.
with canned hams for fists.
Yeah.
Joe then proposed a lucrative plan for Ngannou's UFC return, saying, "The perfect world is Ngannou goes over, has some big money heavyweight boxing fight. John Jones and Cyril Gane have a fight. John wins, Cyril wins, whoever wins is the UFC champ, and then Francis comes back. He can totally come back." Francis, if you're listening, sir, please don't sign an exclusive contract. Do you agree with Rogan? Does this make sense for Ngannou? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Sean O'Malley gets honest about new 8-fight contract extension with the UFC. Sean O'Malley recently re-signed with the UFC, earning a new 8-fight contract with the biggest mixed martial arts promotion in the world. Sugar has now weighed in on his contract negotiations with the UFC, revealing honest details. While O'Malley confirmed re-signing with the UFC, he also noted that not all of his demands got fulfilled. The #1 ranked bantamweight contender stated that he won't be a pay-per-view stakeholder even if he fights for the bantamweight title next. O'Malley, who is currently managing himself, is grateful for the contract he eventually signed and believes no manager could have gotten him the same deal. Sugar said on his YouTube channel, "I tried to get it, you know, pay-per-view points not being the champ, didn't fly, but I will say I did re-sign with the UFC. Take a look."
I did resign with the UFC. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
congratulations.
I got a very gracious contract that I'm proud of. Me and Emron walked in there and we negotiated. They said this, I offered that. I asked this, they said no. They said yes. I said what? They said huh. And I got a number that I'm very happy with, and I truly don't think if any manager that I had could have went in there and got me what I got.
That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.